and welcome. Another month, another year, and another episode of Dude Get In.
This
Many things have
episode,
happened.
this episode coming just a bit late. There are some delays, but no, we got it.
It's okay. You can blame many things, but it's funniest if you just blame Pig, regardless.
Okay, you
It'll
cannot
make
blame.
me smile.
You cannot blame me. You can blame things that happened around me.
You are cursed, I
Yeah.
think.
My curse, by association, leached onto you.
The more you podcast episodes and Let's Plays you record with Para, the more the curse will infect you until you too will one day shit yourself.
That's true. That's when you know that the energy is leveled out. So, we have equal curse now.
How many Kingdom Heart games in will it happen?
Well, the biggest power boost is going to come from 2.
That is
Like, that's
true.
just how it
That is his favorite.
True.
But it won't be complete until we're through with 3, because then you'll know my pain.
I mean,
Anyway.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, that could be a whole other tangent. But we're here to record a podcast. As you've already heard, Wolfo's been revived from the dead once more to talk about things I like.
Yeah, he's here.
He's here. Say hello to the people, Wolfo.
I too am in this episode.
It's true, he is. And we are here to talk about... This is a sequel episode. That's how we're starting off this year.
Yeah, the first sequel episode of Dude Get In.
That's right. I kicked us off with book 2 of my favorite book trilogy. Following up from Soul Hunter, we are now on Blood Reaver from the Warhammer 40K stories.
Every blood must have its review.
It's true.
It's funny that instead of doing a sequel podcast with Exorcist 1 and then 3, you just did them both a dual episode, essentially.
Yeah, it's more like franchises or like really long pieces of singular media that you can do follow-ups to, because like he can just pick another 4 Godzilla movies at any time.
Yeah,
that is true. There's so many Godzilla. They're all good.
It's true. I didn't even realize until months later that we had skipped some of the early stuff.
Yeah. He was trying to hit specific points. But speaking of skipping around on things, I read the first Night Lord's book around the same time I also read Horus Rising, and then I read the other 2 Loken books, and then read this one. And now that I've had several of these 40K books under my belt, the grim, dark, man, this world fucking sucks tone of the setting is still prevalent through all of them, but it's nice to see the variety of characterization and narrative you can get, even with only focusing primarily on Space Marines.
Oh yeah, as the guy with like well over 3 dozen, I think at this point, Warhammer 30 and 40K books under my belt, like you get a lot of variety depending on what faction, and the genre is vast enough. You can get away with just about any genre if you do it right. Like, there's a lot of laughs to be had in the Mike Brooks Orc trilogy, and even in The Infinite and the Divine, which is a really great Necron book. Also, not a bad starting place for 40K if you get a general description of the setting and you want to do the space skeletons instead of the space marines. It's a great place to get in. And we've covered a bit of our other experience. Pig, this is still only the second 40K story you've taken in.
Yeah, this is my second 40K book of the same story.
Yeah, the follow-up.
Yeah.
The second of the trilogy, Blood Reaver.
Within this book, it's not so much a variety of tone, but more like a variety of like characters. That would,
I love the cast.
That would surprise you if you were not familiar with the books already.
Yeah, though there is some variety in tone. Like there's more humor in these extremely dark, fucked up books than you would think, even if it is mostly gallows humor.
Yeah.
But this isn't a franchise, and especially not a faction, the fucking Night Lords, where you would expect a lovable Scrunko to show up for comic relief and it actually work.
I will say it is. I at some point I'm the ultimate fucking potential man over here, because I keep telling you guys about ideas for things I want to work on that I don't finish.
How's that DMC video coming, buddy?
I'm working on it, to quote a Sonic obsessed person. However,
It'll be out when it's out.
Yeah. It'll be out when it's out. The problem is there's a really interesting way to look at all these different fan bases, and the reason all these different types of fan bases immediately go like, ugh, anime, right?
Mhm.
But I have not seen anything 40K with so many fucking like JRPG ass tropes.
Oh yeah, there's some Dragon Ball shit that happens here and there in 40K, and we love it.
Yeah, but my thing is I know so many 40K fans who are like, ugh, anime. And then they're like, yeah, I'm gonna love the Night Lords trilogy. And I'm like, this this the same thing.
There's a romance subplot in this book.
There is an entire romance subplot that feels like it has the shoujo sparkly light bulb light effect.
Yeah, I didn't know if you guys recalled, but you both praised the fact that they were platonic in the first book, and you guys were like, "Oh, they could have easily turned this into a romance," but I respect that they didn't. And now they just went in. They were just pacing it.
Bokeh, I think, is what it is. The blurring light effect.
Oh
I was
yeah,
trying to
that
remember
one.
the name. But yeah, no, because I thought it would have been too much for them to be romantic in the first book. It makes a lot of sense of how it's delivered here.
There's too much going on in the first book to like give them like breathing space.
Yeah, right. Because like in the first book, it's man-made horrors beyond my comprehension, and that's still in the second one. But the man-made horrors you can kind of comprehend now.
Yeah, this book is very much about like letting you know that as shitty as it was in the first book, it got even shittier as the result of the finale of the first book. We are barely limping along, but there's hope that we might rebuild. There's just this little bit of we have a shot at being okay again, guys. We can build back up. We got a couple more characters in the main cast. We're gonna get another Night Lord like halfway through the book, or more in like the last quarter of the book where he really joins in.
Yeah, yeah.
And then by the end it's just, and we're still barely surviving. God damn it. God damn it.
Well, and it's really good because it's a good just like that overall plot is a very good look at just the Night Lords themselves as not just a faction but like their own like culture where it's a problem with a lot of traitor but also chaos aligned factions is they are incredibly self-destructive and the Night Lords are especially so, and a large part of that is because hers was so self-destructive and he kind of passed that on to all of his children.
Yeah. Pig, you wouldn't be aware of this, but like one of the most famous interactions of Kurz and any of his Night Lords, one of his most trusted Night Lords, they had this interaction not too long, I think, before Kurz died back in the day. And it's not going to be quoted directly in this trilogy, so I'll just tell you now. But he was talking about like everything that Kurz did to make the Night Lords in Nostromo the way they were, and he was yelling about how it was the only way. That kind of whole line of speech, and his very trusted Night Lord friend looks him dead in the eye and says, "Really? What other ways did you try?" And there's just no answer to that. Because Kurz only saw the one way because he was obsessed with his vindication more than anything. It had to be that he was right.
Kurz was cursed with foresight that always showed him the worst part of future outcomes, and because of his fucked up like upbringing, he was more obsessed with proving his point and that he was right and that he knew what would happen than doing anything to prevent it. It's a very accelerationist adjacent, for lack of a better
Yeah,
word.
he is a very defeatist in a certain way. And he
And,
does also have like the mirror of Sanguinius. The difference being like largely in upbringing, because all the other Night Lords had a form of upbringing by someone, be it good or bad. Kurz is the one that didn't. His pod was just launched into basically a crater in an entire planet that isn't comprised of Gotham City at its worst.
yeah, so he became Murder Hobo Batman.
Exactly.
And all of that lore is a really good sign of just you let a guy like that build a culture and become a father figure to all these guys. 10,000 years later, they're not accomplishing anything that is really noteworthy and barely struggling to survive. And even the biggest win they get, they immediately fuck it all up.
Yeah, because as it turns out, it's one of those plans that relies on everyone being as prepared and capable in their duties as possible. And this is still an amateur-ass navigator we're dealing with, but we are jumping around a little bit.
Well, yeah.
I'm gonna give this a little bit of structure in a second, but one other thing I want to mention, just as a quote from the author, is that he wanted to make a story with this trilogy just about a cast of characters, like our core, like First Claw. He wanted to make a story about a cast of characters, all of whom have their own unique perspectives on how it all went down, and none of them are entirely right.
That is definitely very accurate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because even Talos, the main character, has a very biased way of looking back on things. Because
Oh, yeah.
because he loves his dad.
Indeed, and it's one of my favorite scenes in the book is this little monologue that happens. It's a conversation between people that aren't Talos. I want to say it's Zarl and Mercutian? I forget, but he talked about, hey, what the fuck is Talos talking about? The days when we were so honorable. I've been around here literally the exact same amount of time he has. There was no day like that. When did I miss this? When is this fairy tale happening? It's so good. But we're not going to go deep into detail on, the beat for beat on the story, but let's go over the broad strokes of the story, at least, to give the podcast some structure. Because I assume that not everyone is going to sit through this, 17-hour audiobook before they listen.
Mm-hmm.
We start off where the last book ended, with a glorious escape of our warband of Night Lords, led by the Exalted, escaping from their teammates in the Black Legion, using some daring, badass maneuvers that completely fucked up their ship. And they've been limping along in space for a minute now, trying to at least find some supplies. And they just barely, on their last legs, managed to find a station with supplies.
They really put a spike in fucking the Black Legion's eye, but it really cost them almost everything.
Yeah,
to
the
the point
only
to the point where it might not have been worth it.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that there was more unison and self-respect in this warband and with the Exalted was really satisfying at the end of the first book. But man, they're just barely making it. But we get a raid on Ganji Station, which itself takes 2 months of prep time and draining power from the ship's core to do this hyper-specific method in order to take the station with almost zero fighting at all. Where we pick up one of our 2 new core characters, Maruk, the new slave to join Octavia and Septimus, and who is known as Nonus, but he only gets called that 1 or 2 times in the entire book, so he's Maruk.
He's Baruch.
My favorite part is Septimus being like, "No, you got to go by your new name," and he's like, "I can't remember that shit."
It's going to take a while to get used to, and then no one calls him that except for literally once, I think.
Because the only person who would normally enforce that rule thing is Septimus, and he's a bit busy.
There's a lot going on.
He's doing stuff.
Yes. Our other new core character is the previously mentioned Skrunko, who doesn't even start off with a name, but is later known as Hound. He is a little elderly gremlin with some amount of, cybernetics installed in him underneath his filth and rags somewhere. I don't know.
His eyes are sewn shut. He's got a hunchback. He's
He always has a shotgun on him.
He always has a shotgun on him.
And the way his voice is done by the narrator is really great. I love the way he talks. I love how stupid he is at times. It's great. Octavia seeing her own reflection and looking at how pathetic she looks and sarcastically going, "Pretty as a picture. Thank you, mistress." Not you.
Yeah, it's really funny because if you told me there's a Scrimblow Bimblow fucker in a 40K book, I would have been like, okay, well, you're making a meme. That's a bit. But then there's a Scrimblow, and he's good,
Yeah,
and I like him.
I love him. He's the best.
It's it's weird because he's like a grown ass man.
He's like a 70 or 80-year-old man who's like bumbling about.
Well, he has to be older than that because he talked about growing up on Nostromo.
Yeah, in his youth, he was an Astroman. He hunted a crag cat and
And
ate
he
it.
ate it. That's all we get.
He was very proud of it.
How long ago was that? When did
So-
Nostromo explode?
Long time ago. Approximately like roughly 10,000 years, but it's only been some hundreds of years for the Night Lords because of
Right.
warp. Warp travel warps time. Because our buddy Variel is as old as the rest of them, but they even comment that, oh, it's been 30 years since we did this for you. Oh, it's been 20 for me. Huh. Anyway,
How does
like
Yeah,
those are
anyone
the kinds of conversations that old ass like from the heresy trader marines get to have.
How does anyone keep time in this setting?
Well,
They don't.
the problem is warp travel time isn't even a consistent thing. There is a guy who's the protagonist of one of the games. It's the Battlefleet Gothic 2, who he gets like lost like during a previous war, and then he comes out like a couple hundred years later with his a ship fleet right at the fall of Cadia. He's like, what the fuck did I miss?
Yeah. There is. I don't think we've mentioned it in a while, so I don't know if you recall hearing this, Pig. But we've mentioned before there is an orc who like accidentally went back in time and immediately made the decision to go kill himself so that he could have two of his favorite gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a thing that happened. But yeah, and because like warp travel warps the time of the travelers differently each time, time isn't actually kept consistently in the Imperium. So after 10,000 years of this happening and all the confusion about this, where different people are recording different dates in different parts of the Imperium, after Gilliman showed up and, you know, sunk into massive depression over the state of the Imperium, one of the first things he did to start getting the Imperium's shit together is, okay, fuck it, everyone that we have consistent communications with, spread the word. The year is now 41,000. I declare it, we're all on the same calendar again, starting now.
It is
42nd millennium.
It is January 1st today.
Yeah, so that that was actually a pretty good question to ask about, Pig, because that does have like big setting stuff going on. But yeah, we have our new cast members, Scrimble, Bimblow, and Maruk.
I do like that he doesn't get a name for the longest time, and then he just gets called Hound. It just becomes his name.
It's great, and he's so happy to just have a name that people call him again. He's
Yeah.
legitimately grateful for it because his life is that pathetic. But he is so loyal that he earns every bit of love you feel for him. And but back to the plot. We raid Ganji Station. We steal supplies. We steal slaves. And we have a nice little meeting between Talos and the Exalted. After a bit of a kerfuffle between claws, our boy Uzas, you know, he does a murder here and there when he's not supposed to, and people will wag their fingers and they go, "Oh, that Uzas, he did it again." Except this time it was a fellow Marine, and his squad mates felt some kind of way about that. So their entire claw died, and as Talos is standing around trying to ignore the fact that he's bleeding to death, he gets to have a nice little meeting with the Exalted, where they finally come to the decision, okay, even if we're not on purpose against each other, we're calling a truce on everything and getting our shit together. Let's go make a deal with the Blood Reaver.
I
And
would
the
like to
plot is set in motion.
pause and go back for just a second. I
Please.
do really enjoy that sequence because Talos is like Uzas, even though he's becoming like a corrupted, like bloodthirsty fuckhead, is my brother. So, and even though he did kill one of your guys's and your squad, I'm not just gonna sacrifice him to you either. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I appreciate the sentiment, but I don't know if that's necessarily the best thing for your squad in the law in hand, Talos. And then immediately afterwards, after he's done talking with the Exalted, Uzas like starts fucking with him. Like acting like he might just try to attack him right there. And Talos is like, dude, I protected you. Come on. I
Yeah.
don't want you to be fucking nuts. Can we just stop?
Yeah, he promises, like, if I can do something to save you from this shit you've been becoming for hundreds of years, I'm gonna do it, man. But give me something.
He's so upstanding for a Night Lord.
Well, it's autism.
Yeah, he's too
It's-
autistic to be corrupted.
Autism makes you good.
Yeah.
It's true.
What's
Well, in most cases. There are
funny?
exceptions.
There are exceptions, but what's funny with Uzas is he is the most like, other than the Exalted, he really comes across as, when it comes to Night Lords, like the most just fallen down that rabbit hole.
Oh yeah, he fell off, as the kids say, pretty hard.
Well, and he's fully into the hands of Khorne.
Oh, like helplessly so. And this book does a better job than the last one, in my opinion, of setting up how tragic that really is, because you get the flashbacks to the battles like on Holy Terra back in the Heresy, where Uzas was actually Talos' superior back when Talos was still an apothecary, and Uzas was the shit. He was great. He was so admirable, and Talos looked up to him, and seeing what he's become now, like, that's just gotta hurt every day.
Yeah, it's like your older brother has gotten the dementia, but has a moment of clarity every once in a while, just enough
Yeah.
clarity that you think he's getting better, and then you start screaming about blood for the blood god, bills for the
Yeah.
skull throne. You're like, oh god damn it.
Yeah. Also, shoutouts to Zarl for just being consistently. Yeah, no, everyone knows he's the strongest one. We all know it. Just because I love the interaction of, alright, let's just say there's 7 of us out here. Just like 4 of you guys. Yeah, but one of mine is Zarl. Okay, fair point.
Yeah. He's him.
But yes, we get to, alright, gotta take our amateur ass navigator, see if she can't avoid killing us while we get to the not the Eye of Terror. Fuck, I'm trying to remember. It's been a minute since I listened.
What the Blood Reaper station?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm forgetting it. But let me just pull up a couple of things on my other monitor so I don't have to try to remember things as hard. But get to the a meeting and immediately get to talk to what will become another customer character, the Flayer Variel, who is not a Night Lord. He's a Red Corsair.
Yeah, what's weird about his introduction is he's introduced as the most untrustworthy motherfucker possible. And he still kinda is, but you kinda like him by the end.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Because like when he's introduced, he is killing a guy who he doesn't have to kill.
But like it was because he weighs the practicality of, okay, the time and resources it would take to save you, I could save several others. I don't care that you are kinda hot shit. I can do more overall good for our team by just letting you die. So fuck you. Now, we finally get to our meeting with the titular Blood Reaver. It is a title for a character who is actually like an established character. This isn't, because some characters are invented for particular books, but this guy's actually, I don't know, because you sometimes do research for these episodes.
Yeah.
Were you aware of the assault on Villimus before?
I was, but I had not like gone through all of the reading about it previously. But I knew of this character previously, and I was like, oh yeah, it's that guy.
Yeah, he actually just recently got a new model.
Yeah, because he's a character from his original chapter that Dariel is also from, is the Astral Claws, who then have an evolution into the Red Corsairs.
Yes, so Huron. I believe he's known as Huron Blackheart or the Blood Reaver, depending on who you ask.
Yeah, his original name was Lug. I don't know how you say that. It's Lugft for his first name.
Lugath.
Yeah, Huron. Then Huron the Blackheart. You're Huron Blackheart, as well as Blood Reaver.
Yeah, so like the assault on Villimus was like years and years back, like an event described in 40K lore, but I don't think there was a ton of like actual writing on like the planning and execution of it. So Aaron Dembski Bowden, author of these books, decided to weave his Night Lord trilogy into that event, which I thought was pretty cool. Anyway, it's established that there's a bit of bad blood between the Night Lords and the Corsairs, because they pulled some murdery shenanigans the last time they were around,
Yeah.
and but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Huron hears them out and says, "All right, I'll fix up your busted fuck ass ship and even provide the labor for it with all of the resources of my like miniature empire that I basically run at my command. I'm gonna do all this for you as long as we use your supplies from Ganges and all that. But here's the thing. I'm assaulting this near impregnable fortress world, and you're the first wave.
Yeah, you guys
Oh,
come in.
Well, I guess we gotta do it.
well, and this would just be a straight up exchange. Like they all knew going in, we're gonna have to do some bullshit to get this done. But then they spotted one ship floating like off in the background of his fleet. Hey, that's our ship. Fuck you, that's our ship. All right,
And that's
we're
our
getting
old
that ship back.
That's our old ship that we lost like years ago.
Well, hey, you didn't have your name on it, but we did. We
You
literally
changed the
do.
name. I'm looking on my screen. It says you changed the name.
No, that you see, that's the problem. Is there is squabbling within the Imperium, but part of the reason, because Chaos and Renegades as well, because I don't like lumping all Renegades under Chaos, because they technically are different sections.
Yeah.
They constantly squabble with each other as much as everyone else, and it makes a lot of sense that there would be so much squabbling between the Astral Claws / Red Corsairs and the Night Lords, because the Astral Claws aren't necessarily a chaos faction, but they have
Right.
a lot of chaos influence in them, way more than these Night Lords we follow are. So of course they're gonna fucking stab each other in the back constantly.
Of course. And like essentially Huron is to like renegade space marines what Abaddon is to chaos marines, right?
Yeah, and he's a little chaosy, but enough to have his full faculties. He's not a puppet.
Yeah. It is nice to see like the multitude of factions because well, all right, we need a big bad guy boss for them to kiss up to and get resources from. We're just going to do the other Abaddon equivalent. And Huron doesn't get as much play as Abaddon, so that's pretty cool. I like his
Yeah.
little Sprunko pet.
Yeah, and everyone's like, I want to kill that thing.
Yeah, can I punt that thing across the room? But apparently that'd be bad because it's like psychically linked to Huron. But we get the unexpected return of another character because as soon as this agreement is made of the assault on Villamus, they said, "Hey, you want to see something cool? Here's that bitch ass fucker that betrayed you in the last book."
Yeah,
and we just have Reuven.
you
Suffer.
want-
Hey, well, welcome back, Ruben.
Fucking just like like a sitcom, like Stanford and Sons theme kicks in as they cut to him in the torture nexus.
God, the fucking scene where Octavia Septimus, Hound and them like are just talking
Maruk?
with him. Yeah, but Maruk are just
Yeah.
talking with him. Like, oh, hey, I'm the one who killed Secundus. Also, I organized your rape.
It's like, I didn't know who you were before. I just knew someone was in there. I sent some boys to fuck your day up. I thought they'd just kill you, but right? Well, whatever. Who cares?
I like the conversations Talos has with Reuven a lot.
Oh yeah.
Especially for multiple. There's multiple reasons. One, but the main thing is it both points out the reasons why Abaddon does matter as a character, but they also equally shit on him, and
Exactly.
I'm very happy about that because I am Abaddon's #1 hater, to be honest, because Abaddon wants to be Horus. He wants to be Horus so bad. And I'm sorry, bro, you're just not him.
He wants to be Horus so bad, he made a clone of Horus just to kill him.
Well, he didn't make the clone, but yeah.
Yeah, as soon as that one that looked close enough happened, he killed that fucker. But these books like strike that difficult balance of they give Abaddon like the respect and the logical like air of what he is and what he represents. They, as much as you can and as much as he deserves, but without like sucking his dick or like ignoring his repeated failures and how, look, he's the closest thing to the guy we got. He ain't that guy. He ain't that guy. But you know what? He's the best we got.
Well, yeah, but
He
that's
sucks,
not a
but he's the best we got.
that's not a good endorsement of your faction.
The one thing that he has over Horus is that he's lived to keep going every time.
Yeah, but let's be real. That's because if they don't have anyone else, Games Workshop or Uncreative. Fuck.
I mean, it's at this point it's not the uncreative part, it's the cowardice for change, because
That's true.
we got a couple contenders. All right, we got a guy with a really fucking cool model just sitting here waiting to shake up chaos, but there's too much established chaos to shake. We can't do it.
Yeah, nothing says chaos like calm order
Well, that's
and
the thing.
stability.
People paid a lot of money for their Korn and Slanesh and Nurgle and Zinch like demon models. A lot of money has gone into that, saying, "All right, and now chaos is this instead." With
Yeah, that's
fucking
that's the
again.
problem with Games Workshop and the whole toy aspect of it is they completely ignore that you can just have multiple layers of like, okay, this is more recent things, but you don't have to retire the old models. They just retire them for no reason. It's a whole frustrating thing. Completely side tangent though. Regardless, I enjoy Abaddon getting both respect but shit on because fuck him.
Yes. And anyone who cares about what
Especially
we were
fuck
just talking
him.
about, go look up Vashtor the Archifane. He's so fucking cool.
He's very cool, and they're so cowards. I wanted to say as well, though, especially fuck Abaddon after reading the Loken trilogy, because he's such a fucking brat in that, which is not how I thought I would ever describe a space marine. Like he's a fucking
It's true.
baby.
Like, and in that first book, he is still very respected and like going about his business properly and like fulfilling the role that he is supposed to fulfill for his legion and for Horus. And it just goes downhill from there. The second Horus gets rage baited.
Yeah.
Like, it's too big. Like the start of Horus's downfall, because Horus used to be the coolest guy.
Yeah.
It's literally one space marine everyone hates pointing and going, "Hey Horus, I heard that guy say you look like a dork."
That
And Horus
basically
goes,
happened. Yeah.
"What? I'll show that guy." And just like walking dick first into an obvious trap.
Yeah. The thing though with Reuben
Yes.
is the torture nexus he's put in is so perfect for someone from Nostromo, and it's the worst thing ever.
It is
'Cause,
constant blinding light to burn out your fucking corneas. I don't care how much like space marine healing genetics you have, you will burn your eyes out. Fuck you.
he's crucified. Don't forget that part.
He's also crucified. He's also given just barely enough food and water to live.
They put a rock in his shoe.
They put a rock in his shoe. They put a rock in both his shoes, and put on the fuck the warp collar.
Yeah, because he's Psyker.
Yeah. So after a very satisfying get fucked nerd and then teabagging in front of him, he's like, Talos goes, "Oh man, thanks for showing me this. That was real stand up of you, Huron." Anyway, put him back in the Nexus, and they close the door on him. Meanwhile, we prepare to assault this planet and to betray Huron to get our ship back. In the midst of that, also, hey, we're trying to rebuild our legion, and we have X amount of gene seed just kind of sitting around. We need some kids to put that shit in. Yo, Septimus, you on this? Yes, Lord. Maruk and Septimus going to the bar to scout shit out, and fucking the flesh stealer lady hitting on Maruk.
Yeah. Oh, she's gonna steal my flesh. I thought she wanted to fuck. Oh no, she wants that
She did.
too, but she'll take your flesh afterwards.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Then stalking a pregnant woman, knocking her out, and just stealing her.
Well, like that part was fucked, but I'm also like, okay, well that answers my question of how the fuck do you make more Night Lord?
Yeah.
You just steal kids and pregnant women.
Like, there is only so much gene seed. They're not getting more. So,
Well, they
which is
can
why
just
it's so
steal,
important.
and they just got to steal new gene seed.
Yeah.
Even if it's
Wait.
not Night Lord gene seed, any gene seed with the right conditioning, it will be close enough.
Yeah. Because, like, even they'll accept Varial, and he's not a Night Lord at all. But fuck it. We fought together. We trust you. You're one of us now. But yeah, like, they preserve as much gene seed as you can, unless you really, really hate the last guy that had it, in which case, we won't save that one.
Destroy his gene seed.
It's true. So, we start the replenishing of the Legion. We start prep for this assault on the planet, and we start prep for how do we really fuck over Huron here. And we get a pretty solid plan, all things considered. The info that they siphoned from Reuven with the psychic torture that they also did, on top of all that other physical torture we described, helped with the psychers in Huron's control to figure out how to fuck with the nearest star to make solar storms happen and knock out communications on the planet for extended periods of time. Meanwhile, we just send some drop pods down in various locations, and they hike on over to the place and start sneaky beaky killing motherfuckers. As soon as bodies get discovered, alarms start going, and they start looking for the Night Lords. Meanwhile, all of the raptors that we picked up from the rescue mission at the end of the last book, they'll just destroy the generators, and by the time all the real big fighting happens, the cavalry can come. It's actually just the most conveniently structured plan for Night Lords to take part in.
It
Like,
completely
this is
plays
exactly their style.
yeah, it completely plays to all their strengths.
Yeah, it's not
It's
just sending
so
them into the meat
perfect.
grinder.
It's the most perfect conditions for them. Aside from half of the raptors are thinking, man, this is bullshit. We're killing machines as much as people. This is lame. But it does also give me one of my favorite funny scenes where after Huron shows up and they're hanging with the Terminator squad going to shoot against some of the Marines errant. There's a part where they're walking down the hall, like laying, and the Marines errant are laying down suppressing fire. The Terminators walk forward because they're fucking Terminators, and they notice that the Night Lords just stopped shooting and are just standing behind them, chuckling like fucking school children. Oh god, my favorite thing.
The Marines errant get it pretty bad this run. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of overwhelming force hitting
Yeah.
them, but at the same time, like, man, get fucked, nerds.
Poor Sons of Gilliman.
Don't worry, he has more. He has so many more.
Well, yeah,
He
he has
has
a
most.
lot.
So many gene seeds.
Did
Oh,
you know
God,
that?
it's
Did you
nuts.
know that it's theorized the Astral Claws are also Gilliman's son?
And in this book, we reveal that you, too, the reader, were also one of Gilman's sons the whole time.
Based on the research I did, the Astral Claws were theorized. They did the after the big kerfuffle that they did. The Games Workshop did the lore of where all the records got an edict of obliteration by the Lords of Terra. That way they could hide lore, so you could make up your own bullshit. But it's theorized that they're supposed to be from the Ultramarine stock or the Dark Angels stock, and if that's true,
Yeah.
either one of those that's true, that makes it way funnier.
Yeah. So, the plan for the assault seems to go off without a hitch. Huron being just mildly annoyed at worst because the Night Lords didn't help as much as they potentially could have after Phase 2 starts. But who cares? Things are going fucking swimmingly. Immediately, alright, let's get the fuck out of here. We got a ship to steal. And in the midst of all this, I failed to mention another subplot. We do have like a real like tsundere-ass romance brewing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple of subplots that we'll hit on right here. First, the romance. It is so Simpson. I love it. It's so fucking good. She
literally-
calls him an idiot all the time.
She literally goes, Septimus Babaka.
It's so good.
As I said, Warhammer fans hate anime, but then love anime.
We get a scene by the end. We've actually had a scene where they're just in each other's arms, and Talos walks into the room and says, "Hey, knock that shit off."
That happens like twice.
It's so fucking fun. There's a couple times they get interrupted by accident, and I just love Talos blatantly walking in, going, "Stop it." It's not allowed.
He's not doing much to stop it besides just saying stop it.
He's like,
Like
just don't do. He's like, I know I can't stop you guys without killing you, and I don't want to kill you, so I'll just like stern dad it.
he is more serious about it than he comes off, but like he does like these two slaves in particular a lot. So he's given them more slack than he really ought to, considering his reasoning, which is gone into more in the next book. So I'm not gonna go deep into that.
He
But
catches a lot of flack with how lenient he is with his slaves.
it's true. I kind of love all the stray comments of, he used to train these guys to be a lot more respectful to us, But like he
But
is legitimately charmed by like how much of a smartass Octavia can be.
and Septimus is just the most capable man ever, so I think
Oh,
you
he's
get
the
to give
best.
him you get to give him a little leeway.
So like with Septimus, I kind of had some trouble like visualizing him, and I think it's like the way the narrator is like doing his voice kind of puts a disconnect with how he's like described physically.
Yeah, he sounds like like an older guy than he ought to be, who's a little slow because English second language or something, even though it's not. He's just spent a decade speaking almost exclusively Nostraman.
Yeah, yeah.
But he's actually like late 20s, early 30s, like relatively attractive guy except for the robot
Yeah, he'd
with
be
blonde
handsome
hair.
if he wasn't a heretic.
Yeah. Oh man, if only. That's clearly the only thing stopping you. And like he only hesitates because like, oh no, I care what someone thinks of me again. Oh fuck, now I'm self-conscious.
Fuck. There's so much. How long have I had oil in my hair?
Oh man, it really is fucked up that I keep kidnapping pregnant women because my boss told me to.
Self-esteem has been reintroduced to my consciousness after like 8 years of absence. Oh fuck, it's hitting.
I appreciate Maruk's old man. I too am here to give you advice in the background.
And it's legitimately like good too.
Oh
He's
yeah,
just like, look, I just heard the story, and even I have enough context to know. Give her some fucking space for a minute, man.
yeah.
Going back to that scene where Ruben is like telling them all the stuff he did and everything he's responsible for. It's the part where like Septimus goes like, Talos would have killed you. Like, oh, he tried a lot.
There were multiple attempts. Eventually, he just stopped.
Yeah, that part really seemed to be a break in Septimus's unwavering faith in Talos.
Yeah, like your boss, your super cool strong boss. Yeah, he ain't all that.
And that's the thing is that like Talos does project this image of kind of always knowing what's up and being as capable as anyone else except maybe Zarl in a one-on-one fight and this and that. And for the most part he's able to back it up. So the second you realize he can't always back it up, it's shit. Cuz especially in Septimus' position, like he spent like near a decade amongst these Night Lords, having to interact directly with a lot of them, especially First Claw. And of all the Night Lords on this ship, like, you look at all of them and the way they treat each other and the way they treat humans. Like, I'd be thanking my lucky stars that Talos was my direct boss. Like, holy shit. And, like, that mentality of, yeah, it's the Night Lords, but thank fuck it's this Night Lord extending for nearly a decade and him backing up his talk almost every time, I have no problem believing that Septimus hyped him up in his head like that.
Yeah.
It's very well done. Also shout outs to Reuven walking in the room and going, "It smell like horny in here."
Just thought I'd let you know.
Fire let you know he really wants to fuck you.
It's like,
She really
oh
wants
god,
you
did you
to
guys
fuck.
just get through fucking? Wait, no, that's the smell of wanting to fuck. My bad. Alright, subplot, the second to address. Octavia is haunted by the ghost of the Voidborn, and also winds up killing a guy in her anxiety, with her navigator eye, which is a big no-no because it's said to be like one of the worst ways to go in the 40K settings, which is filled with the worst ways to go. So that says something. And it also has warp-based side effects of attracting Neverborn, which are like ghosts, except they can fucking kill you.
Pig.
Yeah.
You know the Captain Lou Mario clip of "You go to hell before you die."
Yeah.
That's what happens essentially.
Yeah. Right.
It's so powerful that in the Rogue Trader video game, it is one of your navigator's abilities that you can have her use, and it's like a screen wipe almost.
It's
For
really fucking good.
it has limits, of course, because it causes the peril in the area of, oh, is the warp breaking through into reality? Oh yeah, it's gonna shoot up really fast, but it's effective.
Yeah, it definitely has like tangible effects to the warp and also to an extent to the navigator, but that's more if they're forced to if they do that a lot.
And
For
she only
Octavia,
does
it's
it,
one time, and it's psychological damage mostly.
but the ship is also cursed because
The sh-
she's
yeah,
not very good at being a navigator because she's still a novice, and
And
it's
yeah,
not something you can really practice. You this isn't you get in you get in the old like Ford Tempo and you
no,
learn to drive stick shift for the first time.
yeah.
Right.
And her teacher before he died was a very self-absorbed fuck that didn't like her. So that learning process, I assume, was going kind of slow. And now she doesn't have a teacher at all, so she's just stuck trying to figure it out on the job.
And she has to navigate this ancient ship that I think hates her.
It seems to hate
Yeah.
everyone because it's evil.
Like,
It's a pretty fucked up ship.
This evil chaos ship that hates her. She's got to drive it.
Yeah, it's kind of glad that we traded ships by the end of this. Honestly, probably for the best.
Yeah.
Aside from the cesspool that she has to pilot from now.
She'll get a
That's
throne by
nasty.
the next book, hopefully.
Hopefully. Subplot the third. Talos is fucking dying. After getting his everything ruptured in the fight with Third Claw, he doesn't heal properly and starts like fucking hemorrhaging and having seizures and like, oh, your brain is swelling inside your skull, dude. You gotta do something about that. But luckily, your old war buddy Varial the Flayer is the fucking best at surgery that ever was, and he noticed all the minuscule signs of your brain fucked up. Pulls you aside. Yo, you gotta let me open up your skull. I don't let and my teammates of hundreds of years see me without my armor. Why would I let you open up my skull? Oh, you'll die. Oh, you make a good point.
Yeah, I better get the surgery.
Yeah. Luckily it seems to go pretty well. Stops having issues afterwards. And we get some neat flashbacks in the middle of the surgery. It's pretty cool. And due to this, we get a bit of backstory of Talos and Varial, and they're super tight war buddies, saved each other's lives and shit. And Talos, before the assault, pulls him aside and says, "Look, I know you fulfilled your favor saving my ass after I saved yours. How about you betray everything you know and everyone around that values you to come hang with us?
Because we're about to fuck this shit up.
I'm about to fuck your boss over so hard." And Varial's like, "Yo, let me think on that." He doesn't even do that much convincing. Like Varial just hears him and goes, "Yeah, it does sound kind of sick though. I'm gonna think on that. I'm gonna think on that." And in the end, he does betray them to join the Night Lords, and it's kind of the coldest shit ever, because the way he winds up getting most of the Space Marines in that ship off of the ship is to jettison them before warp travel and watch their flesh and souls be stripped apart by the warp jump.
Yeah, fuck that.
Oh, it's so brutal. Like, the Night Lords are standing around hearing the description going, Jesus, that's hardcore.
Like he's making the Night Lords uncomfortable with the sheer brutality of his tactic, and these are the guys who gas a city with hallucinogenic drugs and then play people in the night.
Earlier in the book, one of you guys flayed a guy, like 7 guys from the Ganges slaves.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so fucked up. And Talos is just like, dude, I'm so fucking impressed at that. God, I wish I had ideas that good on killing people. It's so sick.
I like what's interesting about Variel as a character quite a bit is how he doesn't really seem to have a specific like long-term goal.
Yeah, he
He's
doesn't
just
have like hard allegiance or goal or motivation. He just knows I'm an apothecary, I do my job. That's it.
And this is the best thing where I can use my skills and also is the best position for me at this time, which is very interesting because usually a lot of Space Marines have some kind of long-term goal in mind. Like, I want to fight chaos, or I want to build
I
the
want to fight the
galaxy of
Imperium.
chaos, and I want to fight the Imperium. I want to make money as a renegade like space pirate. And he's just kind of vibing.
Yeah, it's just like, look, I'm on the fuck the Imperium side. I don't much care if it's Chaos or Renegade or what. You know what? Your betrayal sounds pretty cool. And he is also the only other Marine character in the book who is as autistic as Talos, and I think that's why they get along so well.
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah, and the last of the background like B plots that we can get into is the father of the Voidborn. He, because I just really enjoy like there's a whole thing where new slaves are introduced from Ganji Station. They don't speak Nostroman, so they kind of stand out. And the father of the Voidborn is heartbroken, understandably, over his wife and daughter being fucking murdered by Blood Angels these months ago. But he is the like he's screaming about how bad it is and how cursed we all are more than anyone months after everyone else who also had losses in that battle just shut up and got back to work. And he's been spreading the word on oh, we're so cursed so hard that eventually conversations have to be had between like Septimus and Octavia and eventually Talos in order to get this guy to chill the fuck out and realize, yeah, everyone's life sucks here. We know. Suck it up, man. You're not the only one. And this subplot leads to like two of my favorite scenes in the book. One is the dream of Talos' childhood that leads into the conversation with Octavia about all that shit.
I love that chapter. That's one of my favorite
Oh, it's
chapters.
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can just get into that real quick. Because we get the rare glimpse at Talos' childhood on Nostromo, where he's put his autistic ass is labeled as one of the slow kids, when really he just doesn't want to talk to the teacher because he thinks the class is stupid because everyone else is behind him, actually, on all the learning. So he just has shitty days in school.
Why do I still gotta be going to school? I'm just gonna be like a gangster at the end of it.
Yeah. I'm gonna join a gang like my dad. Zarl will join a gang like his dad. We're gonna die in some ditch somewhere like our dads, and nothing ever happens.
Nothing ever happens. No, my chud son. You must go to school.
It's so strange, like how like normal, like it is.
Yeah,
like the life he's living as a child, like that's a life that like someone on Earth today could be living.
Yeah, it's just exaggerated to the point of like, oh, my mom is a slave-tatted gang whore who gets passed around by like a whole gang. She looks like 15 years older than she could because of the stress and the diseases stacking up on her, and all this stuff. Like it's really like played up, but like Talos, like he comes off in these flashbacks like just a regular kid with like it's just what neurodivergency. And you don't get a lot of Chaos or Imperium Space Marines. You don't get a ton of scenes where like you get extended looks at what they were like as a human beforehand. And it really does a lot for me to contextualize Talos as a character. And then immediately getting to describe some of it to Octavia as well from his new perspective as a hundreds of years old space marine, which leads to my favorite line in the book, where Octavia's talking about how like she always wanted to pilot a space marine vessel, actually. So that look at how that is now for me. What did you want to be when you were a kid, Talos? I wanted to be a hero, and look how that worked out. Oh, that shit's it's so good.
Listen, you could be a hero to someone who really likes skin.
Like
it really is a tragic line though, because him and his mom thought that they were going to do heroic shit for the Imperium, and that was the way out of the shit life. And life is still shit. He just suffers way longer. Okay, what were you gonna say?
no.
Oh.
It's my favorite chapter.
One
the whole
of
book.
one of the bits I really liked. If we're getting to like the final bit of the book now, I think.
Yeah, we're building up to it. The stealing the ship.
Yeah, go into that because there's a bit in that I really want to talk about.
Yeah, because the only other thing with the subplots is the scene where Talos confronts Archaea, which I just think is well done, but we don't have to get deep into that because it's just a really good monologue on, like, yeah, you're suffering. We all are, you fucking bitch. Get with the program. And gives him the fucking, blade, which is like as tall as he is or something. But yeah, all the subplots aside, back to the main story. Villamus is taken. Variel has decided to betray Huron and set up the Night Lords for success by getting most of the resistance jettisoned out of the spaceship before the warp jump happens. So when First Claw takes over the ship, they have minimal resistance, get to kill the navigator, who is a horrifying mutant at this point, because that is unfortunately the fate of most navigators as time goes on.
We've been over this before, but being a navigator is legally classified as being an abhuman, but practically is way more close to being a horrible like chaos mutant. It's just you need navigators.
Yeah, we need them, and because of how like rare and important they are, navigator families get treated as high society, fancy, like rich upper class people with all the privilege in the universe.
Yeah,
Even
like,
the lower class ones, like Octavia, like they enjoy the finest wines, big galas and snooty parties and all this bullshit. And Octavia often looks back on that and goes, "Man, I went from that to eating the gray slop in this fucking dingy ass cursed ship."
She went from eating the wine and the berries to eating the bugs and living in the space pod.
Corpse starch.
She doesn't even get the corpse starch. She just gets corpse.
Yeah. Oh, she got the warning from a hound not to eat the intestines Talos hung across the ceiling.
That
So
I, which is like hound. Why did you do that?
Mistress, don't eat those. I wasn't going to, but thanks.
Thanks, dude.
he spoke as if with the wisdom of experience. Hound is so funny. Like the first time I went through this book, I laughed more than I ever expected to with the fucking Night Lord. But yeah, after the horrors of the it's not the Covenant of Blood, that's the original ship. The Echo of Damnation is the name of this other Night Lord ship that we're stealing back. We get to their navigator chamber, see that it's a horrifying mutant because their bodies kind of degrade over time. So after a couple hundred years, Octavia might wind up in a similar situation where the hands and feet start like getting webbing between them, looking more like fins. Like it's just swimming in a pool of like healthy fluids, but also feces and blood and urine, and is kind of mind broken just from the years of existing in that state. So we immediately put her down, plug Octavia into the nearest wall, go, all right, time to warp jump. Evaporate those space marines. At the same time, the Covenant of Blood also makes a warp jump. We got to get the fuck away from these guys because we just stole their ship. All right, where's the Echo? Oh fuck, they overjumped it. So while the Covenant is getting chased down, Octavia done goofed, once again not knowing how to navigate an entirely new ship with a different machine spirit that is a bit more than she bargained for initially. And while Octavia recovers so that she can do another warp jump to get them to the right spot, it turns out one of those guys that got dissolved into the warp was enough of a Chad that Nurgle likes this guy, actually.
Oh god.
Let's reconstruct him together.
This whole fucking sequence, this whole fight.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nuts.
Him being cursed by or being blessed by Nurgle, rather,
Yeah.
is it's another once again very good depiction of the Chaos Gods also not getting along with themselves. Because remember, the Exalted is the leader of this section of Night Lords at this point, and the Exalted is a demon loyal to Tzeentch, and so this is directly fucking over a plan of Tzeentch's, but
Wow.
Nurgle hates Tzeentch. so that's fine.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Like, the only one you can trust to never do anything backstabby is Korn, and that's because he thinks that's bitch shit. He will just openly say to your face, hey, I'm gonna fight you, and I'm gonna kill you.
Get ready.
Alright, let's do that. But, yeah, so, this guy dissolves into space dust and reforms as a champion of Nurgle. He's still a space marine, more or less. His flesh and armor reconstructed, but now he got them bugs in him. And if he focuses enough, he can become intangible to seamlessly move through the ship in any direction he wants. And on top of that, his new, like, warp senses, where he can sense where his target is, and he senses a navigator he wants to fuck up the day of. Let's go get her. So, on the way, he's searching around. He's taking out a few raptors here and there. They're complaining about being hunted, while Variel takes over the the bridge for Talos. Zarl and Uzas are left to guard the slaves, because all our slave crew, including Hound, were brought along on this mission, since Octavio was an important part of it. Now, you might be thinking, if we took the Navigator, how the hell did the Covenant jump? Well, we took Reuven back too.
Yeah,
And as it
we
turns
gotta
out,
take Ruben.
if you have a strong enough psyker, they can brute force the equivalent of the Navigator's psychic gift. And Reuven, as much as we hate him, he's a strong enough psyker to pull it off.
I do really like that Reuben, some inner monologue, is he's super shit talky. Like, this is no problem, and he tries it. And you're like, oh, okay, this might actually be harder than
Okay.
I thought it was. Uh-oh.
Maybe months in the Torment Nexus left me a little rusty on my warp smithing. Fuck. Okay. Nah, shut up, I got this. Getting the inner monologues from different perspectives of different characters is also great in the entire book. Because again, we do get scenes of other characters' perspectives, their perspective on like Talos and how preachy he is, and when were these glory days that he keeps going on about. I was there, they never happened, and all that. Even Reuven's inner monologue by the end, because him and Talos by this point have found legitimate common ground in their talking about Reuven leaving the Night Lords and serving Abaddon, and why would you want to serve Abaddon and all this. They did find common ground, and they want to stop surviving the war and start winning it. And that passion, like, makes it, you almost feel like they're going to, like, appreciate each other after this. But then by the end, you still get Reuven's perspective on things, where he goes, oh, the Soul Hunter doesn't even want to lead. I'll fill that gap. Oh, this is gonna be my ship, bitch. But that's jumping a little ahead. We're still dealing with our Nurgle boy. Uzas and Zarl are left to guard the slaves, and Zarl ditches to go hunt because he hears the raptors complaining that something's fucking with him. Uzas is grumbling like a bitch, because of course he is, when suddenly our Nurgle boy shows up. Oh, that's the fight of a lifetime. Blood for the blood gets one shot.
Yeah, he's a Khorne berserker at heart, and he forgot about the sheer durability of Nurgle.
Yeah, and even though durability is their thing, being a Chaos Gods champion still gives you a strength boost, which is very apparent when someone can bitch slap a space marine and knock them unconscious through their power armor in one go.
Yeah.
So all that happens. We get a full view of this guy from the slaves. They're all freaking the fuck out, because of course they are, and starting to take pot shots because they are all armed. It does nothing. The bugs absorb most ordnance that come at these guys, and even if they could get clean hits, Nurgle champion Space Marines are already durable enough. A Nurgle blessed one is a walking tank, more or less. It's a hell of a scene with everyone defending Octavia, because everyone in the situation knows that is the most important person. Do not let him touch Octavia. We get Zarl making his way back to back everyone up. Uzas wakes up from his nap, and we lose our new slave characters. Maruk gets murked clean. Doesn't get to accomplish much of anything even. He's around long enough for us to appreciate him, and he just gets done dirty.
Which, him getting killed like that, as well as who else you'll get to. It's like, yeah, I should have seen that coming. It sucks. But it's like, yeah, this is 40K. Of course, he's not going to get to accomplish much.
Like, our cast was getting too big and well-rounded for a story like this.
Hey, and happy. You forgot that part.
And happy. They were getting along really well. There's a
We-
sense of unity forming.
We almost had a found family unit here.
We almost did, actually. We had a big brother installed. God damn it. But he goes out accomplishing nothing. His life meant basically nothing in the grand scheme of everything. He didn't even really do much for the 8th Legion, all said and done. He was just another slave that existed, came and went. That easy. It's a really tragic story because he starts off living the most menial dogshit life in the Imperium, where he works 16 hours a day in a factory, in a job so shit, it's not even worth making a fucking cogitator or anything steal his job.
We're not even gonna make a servitor do your job for you because that would be more work than it was worth.
Yeah. And he's like, well, another 5 years of these 16-hour days, and I can get off this rock and do something. Oh no. Fuck it, I'm tired. Like, that was his existence at the beginning, and it hardly improved. The one glimmer of hope was, one, he got along with all the other slaves. Two, Septimus gave him a very nice gift in an Imperial Guard standard issue las rifle, because Maruk always wanted to be in the Guard. Oh well,
Yeah,
that dream died.
I was like, oh, maybe he'll get to shoot that. No.
Yeah, the only thing he got to fire it at was this Nurgle blessed space marine that probably didn't even notice it was shooting him. Hound is next up and actually goes out like a fucking baller. Like, the flies are absorbing everything that they try to shoot. So, las rounds, shotgun blasts or slugs, whatever. He makes sure that the bastard feels it on his way out, though. Because if I jam the barrel down your throat, you're gonna notice this, fucker. Goes out getting one of the only hits that the Nurgle champion actually feels. And you even get an internal monologue a little bit from him going, fuck, I felt that one. That sucks ass. Before Hound's body slumps over.
Yeah, because while I was reading it, I'm like, what I need is I need Septimus and Octavia to escape and they go live on a farm. Them and their like weird troglodyte old man dog.
No.
That didn't happen.
That didn't happen either. Again, that would be too much hope for this story.
Too much hope for the setting.
That's true.
They lose their friend, they lose their dog, but they still have their uncle.
They sure do. And man, Uzas and Zarl get back in there with the absolute most clutch shit. The chain axe throw to save the fucking day and split his skull. It's so good. Gives him just enough time to scoop up the humans, get the fuck out. And by the time he recovers and goes, oh, I'm gonna kill those bastards, he gets out in the hall to realize he's surrounded by not only those 2 space marines, but another 20 raptors. And they end that bitch. It was a pretty satisfying fight scene, and a little surprising that the final conflict, Talos had almost no part in at all, other than telling people to go fight. Well, I guess the last physical confrontation, because there was one more background plot I forgot to mention,
which is
it's the
what
internal
I was
battle
waiting
of the
for.
Exalted.
Yeah, the Exalted's character, I really enjoyed a good look at the back and forth of a demon fighting the person it's trying to possess, and I could tell we were getting glimpses of that, especially with the ending, because the Exalted was super on board with, not blood for the blood god, but all progress for chaos. We got Abaddon's the chaos guy. We got a serve Abaddon, even though it was costing the Legion. And there's still enough of Vandred back in there to be able to pull back. It's like, okay, no, we gotta preserve ourselves and not just blindly go chaos.
We're gonna die if we keep doing that.
Yeah, well, we have to preserve ourselves, even if we want to, keep going chaos. We got to preserve ourselves for the future, regardless. And then a lot of this book is the Exalted, the Demon, the Exalted, taking its full control back over and trying to establish both its full control over the host again, while taking its information for the Void battle, while also battling with Talos for like, okay, I'm the guy in charge of this Legion, not you, Talos. And Talos
Talos going, yes, sir. When did I say otherwise?
Talos is like, I never said I was in charge. But the Exalted is a demon who sees Talos as a rival because Talos is the competent guy who killed them.
Yeah, and others look to Talos. Talos doesn't even have rank.
Yeah.
He's the de facto leader of First Claw in practicality, but not in title in any way whatsoever. But people naturally look to him as a leader regardless.
Yeah, he's the
And
prophet. He's the soul hunter.
yeah, and the Exalted sees that and just decides that they are rivals without Talos being a willing participant at all.
You will not take over the Night Lord for me. I don't even want to take over. Leave me alone.
You can fight with 80 other Night Lords who all insisted they were in charge the second that Kurz died. Like, you can fight with any of them. I'm not one of them. But yeah, in the last book, you got, like, a glimpse at the back and forth. This book, you were mainly looking at the demon having already won, and Vandrid is, like, barely even existing in that mind anymore.
Yeah, hanging on deep in the back of his mind.
Yeah. Like,
but
fairly early on, he has one assault. Like, he's not paying attention. Now I'll re-exert my will. And, like, the Exalted just laughs at him. Just like, oh, that was cute. You go back down now.
But it was the feint.
Yeah. It was, by the very end, Vandrid from inside him recognizes, okay, we have a freshly repaired ship. We can fight off, with my tactical knowledge, we can fight off quite a few of their ships. We could probably fight off 6 of these guys. There's 18 of them now. Oh, fuck. And Vandrid instantly recognizing, well, we're going down anyway, and restricts all void knowledge from the Exalted. He has no idea how to fight. He doesn't know what to do. He starts panicking. This is the worst possible situation.
And all the slaves of the space marine. I don't
like
think
looking over. What do we do?
Yeah. What do we do, boss?
Kill something. Hold on, I gotta think more.
I gotta steal my ideas. He's a plagiarist, if anything.
It's true, and it's satisfying Vandrid finally legitimately getting one over on the Exalted after 2 books of this struggle where he's constantly losing from inside.
And it's because he's been saving everything for the moment he could take the fucker down with him.
It's true, and he finally is able to force his will back in primary control of his body. And we even get, like, a couple moments in that sequence where he's just like, this is so uncomfortable, the degree to which my body's mutated. Holy shit.
Why would the demon even want this? This sucks.
Why would... This is awful. Anyway, and he directs a spectacular, like, final stand, really. Like, he takes out more ships than he has any right to. But Vandrid was a void warfare genius, more or less. So he can pull it off. He's not winning the fight, but he's taking so many down with him. And there's even a nice little send-off where after our Nurgling is dealt with, Talos and Octavia get their ship into the proper position, and they're witnessing the battle from just a ways off, going, oh shit, hold on, we'll back you up, you can get out. We'll hold them off while you escape. And Vandrid, being in his right mind fully for the first time in years, goes, that's retarded. I'm sending all my escape pods to you, your undamaged ship with a level-headed leader. Take care of this shit. I'ma hold them off, you fucking retard. Get the fuck out of here. You will be remembered, Vandrid. I'd really rather not be.
I just want to be dead.
For you, Mason, not for me.
For you, Mason.
It really is Darth Vader. Like, I just want, let me leave the mask off. I'm gonna die anyway. Fuck it. Let me choke to death.
I do enjoy the final fuck you that he has as well. When we're at the final thing, we're like, okay, next one's gonna be the kill. I hope this hurts. You're back in the driver's seat. It's like him and the demon were both gone anyway, but that last fuck you is so sweet.
Well, they specifically, like, the text, if I remember right, it's like Vandrid basically goes into the sweet like embrace and fades. His soul fades away finally to, like, the rest, and then the Exalted gets obliterated and screams in pain.
And even though, like, he's a demon and thus a warp entity, and thus he will eventually reform himself in the warp after so much time passes, it's still nice that he went out suffering.
Well, you see, the thing is, that is a thing people say where they want to be like, ooh, chaos is inevitable, ooh. I'm like, yeah, but it takes a long fucking time.
It takes a lot, unless your name is Angron, in which case it now takes literally a week.
Well, yeah, but Angron gets a special good boy points from Korn.
Because he's angry.
It's true. Yeah. Well, he really hates being alive. So Korn went, "All right, you're alive more. Fuck you."
This is making more anger on me.
I have a
true.
thing now that I'm thinking of, but we'll talk about that afterward. What I was gonna say though is the worst part for the Exalted is he's a Zinch demon. He might not even come back.
Yeah, it might not be part of Zinch's plan.
Pig,
all according to Kikaiku.
Yeah, Pig, you might not be aware of this, but out of all the Chaos Gods, Zinch might be the worst one to try to follow his plans and be a servant to.
No, I know all about Zinch.
Yeah, because he just fucks everything up constantly for everyone, including himself and his own followers, for no reason other than lol random.
This is all part of my plan.
Like he is every shit post about Aizen from Bleach. Actually, like Zinch walks up to every situation, no matter what has gone down, and says all according to Keikaku. And there's probably like a 1 in 3 chance he doesn't actually have a plan whatsoever.
Sometimes it's a 50-50, to be honest.
Yeah, depending on what day it is. But yeah.
Sometimes it's him going all according to plan, and it's like, no, Zinch, you just shit your pants.
Yeah. Other times he's just really good at rage baiting this Primarch over here, who got told the simplest instructions in the world. All right, just sit there and wait.
What if he didn't?
Oh, what? Oh man, what if something's happening over back at Dad's house? You should go check on that. Oh, it might be really cool, or it might be really bad. Don't you want to check on that? But anyway, those are the final confrontations, because Talos does receive all the refugees from the Covenant of Blood. They warp the fuck out of there after, I believe the final maneuver to kill the other ships and the Exalted was to eject the warp core and then blow that fucker up, which would cause enough of a shockwave to, like, negate whatever direction all the ships around were going in, so they couldn't immediately chase Talos, and, also incinerate the demon. Fuck you. So our heroes get away. Yeah, our heroes get away. We get to regroup finally. Everyone joins up on the bridge. And tells the slaves to stop being horny and show up for the meeting on time. And everyone just kind of silently agrees. Okay, Talos is in charge now, right? Okay, yeah. All right.
Don't forget Reuben's like, hey guys, I too am in this episode.
I too am in this episode. It's like, all right.
Hey,
now,
Reuben, come here.
I'd like to inform you all as to the reason why I called this meeting today. Slices Reuben in half.
Yeah, hold on. You know that famous like stock photo of all the guys and girls with the red solo cups at a party, looking
turning
very
back
awkward.
And looking at you.
Yeah, awkward and uncomfortable at the camera. That was Reuben's POV before he got fucking cut in half.
Hey Reuben, come here.
That was Reuben's POV in every room he was in. Like, after he got bailed out of the Torment Nexus, every room he's in, anyone else there is looking at him like that the whole time.
And he's too, like, infinite cosmic power as being a, to be fair, pretty powerful psyker, but is too fucking stupid to realize that you have a life expectancy on your your usefulness, and it was around as long as we had 2 ships that needed to warp jump, and we don't have 2 ships. So
yeah,
it's so satisfying. Like
great.
Septimus gets to have revenge for Secundus. Octavia gets to have revenge because of what happened to her in the first book. Talos gets to have his revenge about Secundus as well.
Everyone else gets the satisfaction from Reuben betraying them all and leaving for the Black Legion.
It's Chef's Kiss revenge. Fuck that guy. I finally got his ass. What should we do about his gene seed? Get rid of it. Fuck that guy. Fuck his gene seed.
No essence of him should survive.
Yeah, because gene seed is a useful tool, but you are passing down aspects of the person you're inheriting it from.
Yeah, that's why I'm pretty sure they even had mention of, all right, maybe we shouldn't save Uzas's gene seed if he dies.
Yeah, because it's probably corn corrupted as fuck, unfortunately.
Corn seed.
The corn cum.
You know,
That's what-
Varial being Varial the player though, like that, come right in. You fit right in with the Night Lord.
Oh, he's a perfect fit, and like I love that of our additions to the cast, we get one that carries over into the next book. Thank fuck.
We had a character who was in the cast in the last book who got brought back and then died.
Additions to the cast do not have a great life expectancy in this series. But damn, Variel, you cool. Get in.
Let's hope you survive the next book.
Oh man, I'm excited. I'm gonna give it a while before I make you guys go through the third one because having the episode after next be another Night Lord thing, I don't think that's the best pacing for it, and I have other ideas.
Yeah, yeah. Final thoughts. We should have them.
This trilogy is really good, and it's just like every character interaction is because I've been a stickler on this. Character interactions and dynamics are always what I find the most interesting in stories,
Oh,
and
yeah,
I
for sure.
really enjoy how wide of array of characterization there is, especially with a character class of Night Lords who tend to be written in a lot of other things very just one note.
Mhm.
We stab you, we steal your skin, and we run away if there's a tough fight.
Yeah, we go tee hee hee as we run.
And listen, there's still that, but like there's you get some nuance here. Nice.
Oh yeah, it's as I said, it's one of my favorite. This is my favorite trilogy of books, like flat out. And I find Soul Hunter to be great, but also the weakest of the three to me. I'm still unsure as to whether this one or Voidstalker is my favorite. Do you guys have any like favorite characters or scenes you want to shout out?
I've already shouted out the scene where he's like flashing back to his childhood.
The Exalted getting obliterated in the Demon Crusher 9000.
Every Septimus and Octavia romance scene.
Yeah, those are just genuinely very well
Yeah,
written.
they are adorable together. I love them.
Put any book in front of me. If there's a romance in it, I'm all in. I'll get invested.
You know what? That's fair. I'm gonna try and think. Well, there's a lot of jokes about the Infinite and the Divine being old man yaoi.
Yeah, that's what I've also heard. I have not
Old
gotten
man
to it yet.
yaoi.
Well, yeah, it's two old Necrons who hate each other.
Oh god, their hate boners are so strong.
Yeah.
It's really good. I'm like Infinite and the Divine is on the list of things I might recommend you someday, Pig. Yeah, it's a good one, but there's a lot of good 40K books. Also, any thoughts or predictions about the third book in the trilogy, since you will of course both be here for the third episode of my Night Lord recommend at some point in the future.
Well, I'm assuming a majority of the cast will either die or break up in some kind of way, since it's the third and final book.
More Octavium and Septimus progression.
I really wouldn't be surprised if like that like weird dream kind of wasn't indicative of the future of just the Septimus at some point it's just gonna be like bye and just leave with Octavia.
Oh yeah, we never even mentioned that like prophecy dream you had.
Oh, yeah.
Octavia being pregnant.
Yeah, with the pregnant Octavia running away, and like I think Septimus is dead in that.
Or she's
wearing his jacket.
Yeah.
And she's being chased by members of the Inquisition, which is not.
That's very not good. That's a bad way. I don't know if you're big knowledgeable on the Inquisition, Pig, but I think you've got enough context clues to know. You don't want to fuck with them.
I forget what they call it, but they have a thing where if things are like a certain kind of bad, they blow up a planet.
Exterminatus.
Exterminatus, yeah.
Yeah.
They're like the Waffen SS secret police type guys.
Hey, Pig. The Inquisition. Do you know what their motto is?
No.
Innocence proves nothing.
I've heard that before. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty dire.
In a setting where chaos exists and you don't always know if you're being influenced by it, innocence actually proves nothing. Like, I hate the fact that there is practical logic behind that saying, but that saying is also the most terrifying thing for an agent of a secret police force with authority to blow up a planet to operate on.
You're hiding Nurglings under the floorboards, aren't you?
So there
Chaos filth.
So there would definitely be direct conflict with the Inquisition.
The loss of a navigator, even from a low-ranking navigator from a not necessarily notable like navigator house, is still enough of a okay. We're gonna investigate that because navigators are
but-
incredibly influential
Yeah.
politically in the
What-
Imperium,
What
and they're an
happened to this?
incredibly important resource.
Whatever happened to this licensed navigator? We never found the
Yeah,
body.
like months and months went by since she was kidnapped in the first, but it's probably a year later now because they also had to spend like a couple months on the station getting their repairs done, all the traveling between. Like, there's just been an MIA like crew and navigator for a while now. There's all of that going on.
Yeah, there will definitely be that. I doubt we'll get more like we're not gonna see Abaddon again.
Okay, so Pig's betting on Inquisition and influence. Wolfo, like multiple deaths. Any thoughts on like what Talos might have as goals now that he's in charge of the war?
I think Talos is going to do whatever he can at whatever cost to just keep his brothers from being completely self-destructive, because that is kind of like hers. It's kind of just innate to their attitude as a faction.
The goal is stability. We would try and attain stability.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Interesting guesses.
The ability to
several times, I'll stay quiet.
The ability to survive more than like what a couple months without having to like, oh, everything's broken, we're dead, we're dying, we're so fucked, it's so over. Like,
I highly doubt Talos will encounter his nobody.
yeah, you guys playing Kingdom Hearts 2 right before this recording is really funny.
Pig's summer vacation is over.
Yeah.
If anything, Maruk's summer vacation.
Hound's summer vacation is over.
I'd like to mention something about Maruk before we end this off. Maruk did accomplish something.
Yeah?
He was the best wingman for Septimus.
He was a good wingman.
That would
Pregnant Octavia would not happen without Maruk.
Maruk is up there in the sky. Give it a thumbs up.
Talos is somehow also in the sky, like right behind him over the shoulder, saying, "Stop that."
You're not dead.
No.
What are you doing up there?
Now I'm just okay. This is a complete tangent. This is a complete nonsense thing to say. But you know the Geordie LaForge who said that meme?
Who said that?
I'm just imagining, mistress, who said that?
Who is talking, mistress?
Why did we sew his eyelid shut? This is horribly inconvenient.
He came that way.
It's really good. Man, I loved Hound's death scene so much. God. Because, like, he got to have a final moments with Octavia, at least.
Yeah, it was fitting, very sweet and touching. And I'm like, this is good and well written. But, like, damn, Maruk's over there in, like, a pile of, like, shit and piss.
Maruk is in the Family Guy death pose. Oh, all right. Any other last words before we send this off and Pig informs me of my assignment for next month?
No, I've said my heart.
Right. Well, thank you for joining us from Ganji Station, Wolfo. We'll be sending you back shortly.
No, not theirs. I need another deployment.